Hi guys! I hope that you're all having an amazing day. I wanted to do a health update video because it's very overdue. I filmed one like 2 months ago and it just never got put up. But I have a couple other updates that I want to start with. So, first of all, I got a new couch. And I've been looking for an L couch, or whatever they're called, for like a year now when I started redoing the living room. And the other day, somebody that I know was selling this couch, which is actually twice as big as this. There was a middle part and like a corner part, and then it outstretched. The rest of it is kind of just everywhere at the moment because we need to move it downstairs. But I'm so excited, and the vision for my living room is finally coming together. The other update is that Joel and I went to Jamaica for our honeymoon. We went for 7 days, but like 8 days with the travel technically. And it was amazing. It was the most incredible experience, and we loved every second of it. If you follow my Instagram, you will have seen my stories and some posts that I made about it. I did consider filming it. I thought it would be a really cool vlog, but a lot happened in January and I just needed to de-stress a little bit. So I decided that I was just gonna focus on the trip and be in the moment every second. And it was exactly what I needed. It was like a reset for my soul. The beach was amazing. We stayed at the Rio Ocho Rios. We had like 5-star food every night, lobster, champagne, because they knew it was our honeymoon. It was so sweet. They had like rose petals on the table for dinner. It was the first time that I've been outside of Canada, and it was the first time for Joel flying. So it was just an all-around amazing adventure. Our room was amazing. The service was amazing. I highly recommend. But the main update I wanted to do was about my health journey protocol. I don't know exactly what to call it. I guess it is a health journey. If you've watched my past 2 videos, I had another ovarian cyst, and then I actually had to have my right ovary removed. I found out that I had endometriosis, and so I've been working with a functional health practitioner to get things under control and figure out what's going on. I did some testing. I went over that a couple times, I think, in my last 2 videos. So if you're interested in that journey, highly recommend watching those videos first, or this might not make sense. I'm actually almost done, like my full 6-month protocol. I started just before my first surgery last year. So the first thing that we did was focus on getting the bad bacteria that was in my digestive system out. Endometriosis is a very inflammatory disease. It causes a lot of inflammation, and so I really wanted to target the inflammation in my body. It came back that I had leaky gut and a couple other issues with my intestines and bacteria. So the first step was a parasite cleanse. I know they're a little bit controversial. I've seen some negative things online about them. So obviously none of this is medical advice. I'm just wanting to share what I've done and the things that have helped me and the changes that I've seen, because the modern medicine way has not worked for me, and I've really been struggling with all of that. So I chose to find a different route to try to target the root problems instead of just take a bunch of medication to put a band-aid on it. So anyway, the parasite cleanse was 4 weeks. I had previously been working on my drainage pathways about a year before that. So I definitely recommend having your liver in top-notch shape before you do a parasite cleanse. Actually, I do want to preface that it wasn't just a random, I think I should do a parasite cleanse. The testing did come back and show that I had a parasite and symptoms of a parasite. So just want to add that in so nobody thinks that I randomly just decided to do a parasite cleanse with no information. So anyway, I took 2 capsules when I first woke up in the morning and 2 capsules when I went to bed at night. I did notice that the 2nd and 3rd week was the hardest. I was not sleeping at all. I was craving sugar so badly. My anxiety was through the roof. I was having a really hard time like keeping myself calm and keeping my thoughts together. I was very brain fog, I guess. Like I wasn't quite scatterbrained, but I wasn't remembering everything, and I had a lot of brain fog. So it's definitely a little bit of a battle to get through, but I can say that being done the parasite cleanse, I sleep amazing now. I now sleep even when it's a full moon, which is something that I can't even remember doing. My sugar cravings, I wouldn't say they're gone. My magnesium is still low, so they're not gone. But most of the time after dinner, I don't feel like I need dessert. I'll have maybe a piece of dark chocolate, and it used to be that I would have dinner and then for the rest of the night, like just binge junk food. My anxiety is under control, but there's been some stress going on. So it's not gone, but that's like a me problem that I've had anyway. I am bloated a lot less, although we have been working on the anti-inflammatory part. So I can't say if that's 100% from the parasite cleanse or from the whole process of everything. So I've had a positive experience with it. I do think that it's helped a lot. I again would not recommend doing it on your own. Definitely work with a healthcare practitioner. Do the test to make sure that you have one. So that was phase 1 of the protocol. Phase 2, I actually can't remember the exact steps to the phases, but I do believe that phase 2 and 3 were targeting the inflammation. So I took a turmeric supplement, I took digestive enzymes, which I'm actually still taking, pepsin, which helps raise your stomach acid. I took magnesium, I'm also still taking that morning and night. I've taken so many things I can't remember. Minerals, I have minerals as like a lunchtime kind of multivitamin. I take 6 capsules. The digestive enzymes I had to ease into because my stomach acid was so low. I was taking it, it was causing indigestion. I did ease into that one and everything's fine now. Tip, if you're having indigestion, a spoonful of raw honey and it's gone. There's a drink that I take to help replenish my cells and help with cortisol. And there's another drink that I'm currently taking that I hate it. It's called GI Fortify. I hate it with every fiber of my being, but it's to help put the good bacteria back into my body. So gotta do what you gotta do. I'm still doing collagen every morning with my tea. I don't know why I can't remember the details of each protocol, but there have been a lot of supplements that have been in and out. I was taking an Estro Smart supplement for a little while and then that stopped. So the inflammation protocol went well, and by the end of it I did notice that I was a lot less bloated at night. Some days I had 0 bloating. I guess maybe it wasn't even bloating now that I think about it. It might have just been inflammation from the leaky gut problems that I have. So that has definitely improved. I have a lot more energy. I'm not napping whatsoever during the day. Like I said, I'm sleeping a lot better. I feel like I can collect my thoughts a lot better. I've always had like intrusive or high anxiety moments, I guess. I used to just call them bad days, but I'm having a lot less of those now. I'm a lot hungrier, which is helping with upping my protein, which I think in turn is helping lose a little bit of weight. I don't have a scale, but I'm just going by how my body feels. And now I'm near the end of my protocol, so we are putting the good bacteria back into my body. So I'm taking 2 probiotics. One is like a super duper one that has to go in the fridge, and I take that in the morning on an empty stomach. The other one I take 3 times a day, and I do notice that it gives me almost like some stomach cramping, but not enough that I'm like uncomfortable or in pain. So I have been taking that with food, and that is helping. It's been a journey, but I do feel that everything has been worth it. I have a TempDrop which monitors my temperature at night, and I am ovulating every month, so My gynecologist really didn't know if I would, which seems insane to me because you'd think that they know that. But it seems that every month I am ovulating from my left ovary, so I'm assuming my body just knows that there's nothing on the right side anymore. I have a meeting with a specialist at the end of this month. I have higher hopes that they're gonna know what they're talking about, and I'm really hoping that when I go over everything I'm doing and everything I'm working on, they're gonna tell me that I'm on the right path, because if you guys have been keeping up with my journey, my gyno wants me to never have a period ever again, never ovulate ever again, and I'm just not down with that because I don't think that that's healthy. That's pretty much it for the protocols. I did contemplate showing what I'm taking, but I don't want anyone to think that I'm giving advice. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say that if you're interested in doing something like this, I'm going to put Nikki's information down below. Anyway, I made a list of the lifestyle changes that I have made, and I thought that I would go over it because this could benefit anybody, and I think a lot of what's helped me has come from doing these things, so I did want to go over them. The number one most important thing that I have learned is that you absolutely have to have food before caffeine in the morning, and you have to eat an hour within waking up. I think that is what has improved my metabolism most. I used to go all day without eating, have like a cup of tea, and then binge from 3 o'clock on, and my metabolism was very slow when we did all of the lab tests. That's why. Protein in the morning, at least 30 grams, which is why I take a collagen supplement. I just dump it in my tea. It doesn't taste like anything. It adds 9 grams of protein to my meals, and it also balances out the sugar because I have been having issues with my blood sugar. So that combined with protein, every meal, every snack, I've seen a huge improvement in my body. I'm also eating every 3 to 4 hours, which was a huge struggle at the beginning. And it was like a big stressor on me because I was constantly looking at the clock thinking, okay, I have to eat now, but I'm not hungry yet. So it was definitely something I had to work up to, but now it's like clockwork. I don't even have to think about it. Every 3 hours, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm hungry. Now, my chart specifically came back and said that I cannot tolerate gluten right now. It causes a lot of inflammation in my body. Although I can digest it a lot better since being on this program, it is something that I'm trying to avoid. So I have switched to sourdough bread. It tastes delicious and it is a game changer because I love bread. I have also switched to brown rice pasta. Don't even know the difference. If Joel eats it and doesn't know the difference, then there's really no difference to notice. I've switched to raw honey instead of sugar. I actually did that a long time ago because raw honey has so many good benefits for you. I have a teaspoon in my tea every single morning, every single day. I'm drinking a lot of herbal teas. Chamomile tea is good for inflammation. I made up my own ovarian cyst tea. A friend of mine tried it and I gave her some and she calls it fertility. It's really good for ovulation. It helps with inflammation, your progesterone levels. The main ingredient is red raspberry leaf, but I did a lot of research and put a lot into it that I felt was best to help my body. So spearmint is a big one, red raspberry leaf, ginger is in it as well. So you can definitely just look up a website that sells organic herbs and make your own tea if you want to. Peppermint tea is good for digestion. Dandelion root tea is extremely good for hormone issues, but I will warn you, it's disgusting. It's not good. It's very bitter. I have a hard time drinking it. I usually have to make it with something else. So it is one of the teas that I drink the least. I have been on a chamomile kick a lot lately. I had a sinus infection after I got back from Jamaica. I think it might have been from the ocean splashing out my nose, and I found that chamomile tea helped. This one was hard. My house is completely scent free now. I used to have a wallflower in every single room. Wallflowers and home fragrances that are not essential oils are endocrine disruptors, so they can contribute to messing with your hormones. I unplugged all my wallflowers 5 or 6 months ago, and I do notice that when I go into a house with candles or wallflowers, I get a headache headache immediately. So it's actually insane how smelly my house must have been, and I didn't even notice. But it does make sense because you're inhaling it into your body. Another thing that is in line with endocrine disruptors is household cleaning products. I have switched to all natural cleaning products. Actually, that's kind of a lie. I have tried to switch to all natural cleaning products. Dish soap, couldn't do it. It's not as good. I do love the Attitude brand. That is the natural cleaning brand that I switched to. Love their brand. Love the way it smells. It's made with essential oil. I use it for everything except for dish soap now. I'm using essential oils for a lot of things. I'm using it for freshening up the house, like odor eliminator, but I've also mixed essential oils up in almond oil to put on my stomach if I have an upset stomach. I'm using the progestins from Young Living. That is kind of an experiment at this point. I do castor oil packs almost every single night except for when I'm on my period. There were a few nights when I got back from Jamaica that my system was not working 100%. So I did wear the castor oil pack overnight, but usually I do it for minimum 2 hours. If anyone is wondering why I don't do it when I'm on my period, I wear it on my side, first of all. It soaks in to your skin through to your organs, specifically your liver is where you wear it on. It's kind of like a detox. It helps your organs do what they're supposed to do. You can also wear it on the front of you for your digestive system if you're having issues, but because it helps your body detox, it can cause your period to be a lot heavier. I've been doing massages mostly around my scar tissue areas and my lower pelvis, because when I have cramps, my muscles tense up and that makes it way worse. So I've been trying to do deep tissue massage on myself. I definitely need to book with a massage therapist, but I haven't gotten there yet. I'm also doing deep breathing exercises because deep breathing is extremely good for relaxing the lower abdominal area, and it's also good for digestion. I no longer do heavy workouts, absolutely no HIIT in my workout plan. I do light cardio and weights. The more muscle you have, the more your body can regulate insulin and blood sugar and all that good stuff. So I'm definitely trying to grow some muscle back. I'm not where I was a couple years ago, but when you have ovarian cysts and you don't want them to pop and you're in and out of surgery, it's kind of hard to build muscle. So I am all healed up and I am back at the full workouts. Adrenal cocktails for potassium. I was insanely low on potassium, I'm pretty sure, in one of my labs that came back. So I do half a cup of coconut water and half a cup of juice. Sometimes I add sparkling water just to make it feel like I'm drinking something fancy. And then I usually add a pinch of sea salt to it, and that helps your adrenal glands. Blue light glasses. The second it gets dark, I put on blue light glasses. My eyes are no longer tired, especially after I got my eye surgery, the LASIK. I felt like looking at screens made my eyes insanely tired. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm saying out loud, I bet it's because the contacts block the blue light. Anyway, blue light glasses, the second it starts to get dark, if I'm looking at a screen, which I usually am. This next one I'm not as good at. I'm so sorry, Nikki. I should be better at it. I am really trying. But I'm supposed to have absolutely no screens at least an hour before bedtime. Sometimes I can't help it. I'm watching a trial right now and I just like can't stop, you know? So anyway, I am doing better because I downloaded Audible. I listen to an audiobook an hour to half an hour before bed. Sometimes I'll fall asleep listening to it, and it just makes it so I'm not watching something but I'm listening to something. It's how I read the books on endometriosis. I read 2 books on endo, 1 book on hormones. I actually really love them, so I will let you guys know what they were called. The first one I read, which was my absolute favorite, I think that every female and anyone else that cares should read it. It's called The Period Repair Manual. It literally validated every single thing I've been feeling about my body and wondering about this whole situation. The second one I read was Beating Endo. It had a lot of the same information as The Period Repair Manual. but it was more focused on endometriosis, and I did learn quite a bit in that. The next book, I got halfway through it, and I felt like a lot of it was focused on menopause, but still helpful, was the Hormone Cure. So I haven't finished that one, but I have enjoyed it so far, and I know I'm 30, but I now have some information about what's going to happen to me when I'm older. Okay, where was I? Audible. 8 hours of sleep minimum is super important. I usually sit between 6 and 8. I am trying to work on that. I've always been a night owl. I hate getting up in the morning. I'm trying to go to bed between 10 and 11 every night, and I set an alarm for 8 every morning, but some mornings I get up on my own at like 7:30. I have added a lot of mushrooms and carrots to my diet, cooked mushrooms and raw carrots, because they help filter out excess estrogen. Don't ask me how, it's just something that I've learned. I'm trying to reduce stress, which I feel like is an obvious thing for a lot of issues in people's lives. That, I think, has a lot to do with the self-care aspect of my life. I do want to make sure I work out at night. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, I have like a bubble bath or an Epsom salt bath, and I watch Drag Race. I'm implementing a lot of self-care these days, and I pay attention to the way things make me feel. A lot of this is out of order. Like, some of these things probably should have been at the beginning when I was talking about meals, but I am chewing a lot more. Most people don't chew enough, and digestion starts in your mouth, so I definitely make sure that I am chewing my food probably 3 times as much as I was before, and then when it gets down to your digestive system, your stomach has to work a lot less. I'm also trying to consume 2 to 3 liters of water. And the last thing that I've been doing slowly but surely is doing like a severe deep clean of the house. Anything that comes in, this couch for instance, steam clean. The past couple of days I've been steam cleaning the bathroom. Anywhere there might be like mold or mildew or things that I really don't want to be breathing in, I am like cleaning the heck out of. Okay, I think that is pretty much it. Those are definitely the main things that have been helping me. So that is where I'm at. I have an ultrasound in a couple of days to check my left ovary. I've demanded that I get an ultrasound every 3 months so that we can keep an eye on it. I have my specialist appointment at the end of this month, so I will absolutely have an update with that. I'm excited to get that over with. I'm like exhausted from talking about that now. It's like almost draining. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.